everybody. How'd you like my President Biden invitation? I work night shift. As a matter of fact, I work at night shift. We lock our doors in, and then I made assistant manager, so I have to open the doors, wait for everybody to come in. But I have a coworker last night, good worker, known for quite a time. He's only 30 years old, but he's been real quiet lately. So I finally confronted him and says, "Hey, listen, you haven't been the same. What's going on?" He goes, "Nah." I says, "Come on, you can tell me. We've been friends." He goes, "Me and a wife, we haven't had a good sex life lately, and just things ain't happening." And he's got 2 kids, beautiful wife, because they come shop in the store. I said, "What seems to be a problem?" He goes, "I was diagnosed with having ED, erectile dysfunction." I says, "Wow, are you doing anything about it?" He goes, "I've been going to therapy and I've tried these pills." Imagine it, folks. I'm 63. I'm still going strong. My thing comes up to stand the attention of duty calls, but this guy's only 30, and I really feel bad for him. ED at such early age. You know what the bad part of it, for a poor guy, it won't get any worse. Name's Ed. Now, when I get the night stock out of there, I have to stand by the front door and wait for cashiers to come in. After they come in, a lot of them are late. If they don't come in in time, I got to run the register. And it's hard to get good help nowadays. But I did find finally got a good cashier that comes in, and I'm going to make sure this one stays. So I'll do anything. She's young, she's very good looking, very charismatic, and she's always on time. So that's going to work for me, and I would do anything to keep her. So the first week goes by, and I says, "Well, how'd it go for you this week?" And she goes, "Oh, I love this job, but only issue is all these guys keep coming in there hanging around, these old guys, and they're saying, 'Oh, if you're 18, you want to come home with me? If you had a bikini picture, would you put it on my phone?' And I want to throw it back, but I just can't. I want to lose my job." And I says, "I got an idea." And she goes, "What?" And I says, if you want to lean over, just kind of lean over and tell them you're a dude." She goes, "You know what? That is a good idea." So next week, I check upon her. She comes in, and she goes, "Hey, that thing you told me to do is working great. They don't even come by me. They walk around and they go to the other cashiers." I says, "Good. Finally, I gave somebody a piece of advice that works." Third weekend, I see her again. I says, "How's that thing going?" She goes, "That ain't working anymore." And I says, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, it backfired." I says, "Really? What happened? Elaborate. You could tell me." She goes, "Well, I had this young guy come in, kind of strange, beard, and he come up and he's looking at me. There's something wrong with him, but he didn't say anything. So I just bet myself. And 2 days later, same thing. But weekend, he did what I hoped, and he goes, 'Hey, by any chance, are you single? I feel a connection.' And she goes, 'Well, I'm just gonna tell you something. I'm a dude.' He gets all excited. He goes, 'Oh my God, that is better yet.' He goes, 'I think we'll get along great. We could be soulmates.' And she looks at him, 'Soulmates? How's that going to work out?' He leans over and she goes, 'I'm still a woman.'" I spent the whole summer being single, but prior to that, I had a girlfriend of 1 year. I met her, we hit it off. She was exceptional, good looking, exceptional personality, but one thing that stood out, she had the most perfect breast. And we went out. My third time in, I just had to ask her, "By any chance, are your breasts real?" And she goes, "Well, yes, they are." And I says, "I'd like to find out something." She goes, "You'd have to wait a year of dating before you would find out." And I says, "Oh." So anyway, it's about a year. She has her place, I have mine. We go out at the time. Sometimes I even have sex with her, but as soon as I tried to grab her, she goes, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year." So I tolerate it. Before you know it, she calls me up and she goes, "Hey, guess what? A year's gone by, and let's go out and celebrate drinks and stuff." And I said, "Okay." And anyway, first thing came to mind is here's a time for her to mention that it's been a year. I got to test the real deal. So we meet for drinks, we're out, and we're sitting at the table, and all day I thought about it. I'm just waiting for her to make the first move on it. And she goes, "Hey, you know what? We've been going out for a year. Guess what?" And I said, "What?" I'm thinking she's going to say, "Hey, it's titty time." No, she goes, I think we've been out, we've been exclusive, we're going out for a year, that you should get on your shoulder a tattoo or a tat with your name, my name on it. What do you think? And I goes, well, guess what, I think that'd be okay, but just one condition. He goes, what's that? From now it's gonna be tit for tat. Being single, I went out to the bars and just they're drinking something along, and I walked to this one bar, and everybody's at tables, and I decided, hey, I'm just going to the bar, but I noticed as I'm walking, one single lady, she looks out from behind and get up there, and I sat next to her. The bartender goes, would you like a drink? And I said, yeah. And he goes, what do you have? So I ordered, and I said, get the lady to drink next to me. She turns to me and she goes, well, thank you. It took me 1 minute to realize it's a man dressed as a woman, but you know what? I'm not transphobic. I says, hey, as long as you don't offend me or push your agenda, we can have a drink. So we did drink a drink, we're talking a little bit. I get a second drink, I buy her a second drink. By the second drink, she gets a little more personal, and she says, yeah, 2 years ago I was a man, decided to transcend into a woman. Next year, I got enough safe, I'm gonna get the operation and have my penis cut off and have the...
Hello, this is God. The light is on.
Am I done here? Okay, I don't have no time. All right, folks, but thank you for...
Keep it up for Poppy Don. I feel like me and him shop at the same target. Am I right?
5 minutes.
We're right. Poppy Don, do you think Reagan's single too? Just saying. Just saying. Wow, chicka, wow, wow. Guys, welcome to the stage, Mont Cessna.
So simple, get lost, just stop. I've been in my head for months.
Hi, my name is Mont Cessna. You may have heard of me. I was actually in the newspaper recently, but they spelled my name wrong. I don't know how they got unknown assailant out of Mont Cessna. I recently discovered how to get away with drunk driving. Really? I just went online and bought a whole bunch of student driver stickers, put them up all over my car. But, no, actually I just turned 36 last week, and you're gonna find I'm apparently a moron. For 2 weeks straight, I thought I was turning 38. And I'm just like laying in bed listening to sad music, and like, where did the years go? And then a friend of mine got in an argument, he's like, you're not 38, you're 36. And I didn't believe it, I had to look it up online. But now I'm 36, I'm starting to feel kind of old. How do you know that you're old? When you're younger, and the masseuse, her hands gets a little low, you're like, yeah, okay. I'm old enough now that I'm like, no, just keep working on the shoulder. That's what I'm paying it for here. But no, actually I was feeling kind of depressed lately, so I decided, bite the bullet, I'm gonna see a psychiatrist. And so I worked at the Courage. I had to go to one of those big, those medical complex type buildings. They've got tons of different doctors there. I get in there, a couple minutes late, I'm rushing around, I get there to the office, burst through the door, the doctor's sitting there, and he says, what's the matter? I said, you gotta help me, doc. I'm depressed, not sleeping well, I don't know what to do, I have no energy. And he looks me up and down, he says, well, you're ugly, really ugly too. I said, excuse me, what kind of psychiatrist are you? And he looks at me and says, psychiatrist? That's the floor below, I'm the plastic surgeon. But so I decided actually that I'm gonna get in shape. So I started going to the gym, I got a personal trainer, but then I got fired by my personal trainer. I didn't know that was possible. So started off with some stretches, we're talking, and he says, okay, so we're gonna be doing a lot of squats. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do that. I do that all the time, actually. And he's like, he looks at me funny, he's like, really? He's like, do you do high bar squats or low bar squats? It's like, what? I do a lot of diddly squat. And so he starts to get a little annoyed. And the next thing is we go and he started talking about nutrition. So, not my forte. And he says, so, what are you doing? Are you eating clean? You gotta be eating clean. And I said, Well, I think so. I always follow the 5-second rule. And he was about up to here then. And then finally, we started doing some yoga. He's like, yeah, this is really good. Get your chakras in line, your spine and everything. And I was like, oh, it's okay. So go ahead and get your spine in line and align your chakras. And I was like, well, I usually crack my back taking my morning shit. Anyway, so I was dating this older woman though, and I thought it was great because it was like tons of great sex and less bullshit. And she, her kids went on to the Wisconsin Dells for the weekend with their dad. I thought, okay, yeah, we're gonna have a fun weekend. But then we're messing around all weekend. She says, hey, could you go to the police station? I think I have a fine. Could you pay it for me? I'm not sure if I have a warrant. I was like, okay, no problem. She gives me the money, and then she's like, do you think you could pay for my sons too if I give you the money? I'm like, okay. I'm starting to get a little suspicious here. Go down to the police station. I pay the fine, and then they're like, okay, have a good day. And I was like, I'd like to pay for her son's fine too. And they're like, oh, him? And so I paid for that fine, and I'm about to walk away, and then the lady at the desk, she looks at me, with a little smile on her face. She's like, would you like to pay her husband's fine too? But so then I started using dating apps. I thought I found this one dating app. It was called DMs Only. I thought like a lot of direct messages are gonna get laid. It actually stood for Deaf Mutes Only. Didn't know that. We had a relationship. It didn't work out. But the therapist said one of us had a problem communicating. So, all right, you have a good day.